Alright, so the preview for Dragon Ball Super Episode 65. Now, for starters, one of the things about this preview, you see that Zamasu, Black and Zamasu fusion, which is going to be kind of weird to refer to him in that name, because every time I say Zamasu, I just think of, the guy, the normal Zamasu or whatever. So the fact that he's a fusion of Black and Zamasu is going to be hard. I'm honestly just going to say the fusion of Black and Zamasu or something like that. Or if I do refer to him from time to time as Zamasu, I guess you're just going to have to, catch on with me or whatever, because again, it is a little confusing. I understand. Like, even Toei, which was something, quickly deviating from the preview, but even Toei Animation had to put out a graph to kind of explain the timelines of what's been going on in Super. That's how crazy shit has gotten, and how, I guess to a certain degree, some people might say convoluted, it's gotten with all the timelines of this happened here, and that happened there, and that changed this and that. So there's definitely been quite a few things that's been going on in Super, but in this particular preview, one of the things to note is it looks like Goku and Vegeta are about to get stomped out, because you see them, they look like they're in pain at one particular point, and then at the same time, at one point, you got Trunks jumping in there, and it looks like Goku and Vegeta are kind of out of commission at that particular point. I'm kind of curious how all this is going to play out at this point. Like, I still truly believe, because I've been saying this before, even the Mafuba, the evil containment wave, whatever the hell it's called, I've been saying this before that was even revealed that they were going to use that, from way back in Dragon Ball, whatever, that the only way to defeat an immortal, similar to Garlic Jr., how he got sealed in the dead zone, is to seal him. So at this particular point, assuming that he contains and keeps on with his immortality, the Black and Zamasu fusion, Zamasu has to be sealed away. That's the only way to completely rid themselves of this evil, unless, I don't know, they're gonna put him in the middle of the sun for all of eternity or some crazy shit. The Mafuba still has to be used. It's just a matter of who's gonna use it. Is it gonna either be Goku or is it gonna be Trunks? Now, a lot of people are still hoping for that fusion battle. They still want Vegito or Gogeta. A lot of people want to Gogeta. I think this would have been the perfect time to do Gogeta. Just get your dance on. Just get your dance on, which it could be, which it would be awesome. It could be that Toei is steering us into, hey, everybody's been using the earrings, they'll use the earrings. But you got to think for a second, right? Even though the dance, as far as Goku and Vegeta using it, isn't necessarily canon, you could argue it's not canon because it did happen in GT or whatever. But as far as the only time that they used it in Z was in a movie, Goku and Vegeta doing the dance. But considering the fact that they had Trunks learn the Mafuba technique in what, like a minute, a couple minutes, he just looked at Piccolo do it once, I'm pretty sure at this point in Super they're gonna kind of throw the whole thing out the window of like, it takes this much time to learn to dance. Goku and Vegeta could essentially still do Gogeta. I think at this point it's highly improbable, unless Toei is just completely steering us that way. They're like, nah, bro, we're gonna trick you guys. You're gonna think it's Vegito, but it was really me, Gogeta, which would be incredibly insane. But again, no matter how much power they can obtain as Vegito, Gogeta, whatever form they can have, you cannot beat somebody that's immortal. You can slash his head off, it's gonna come back. You can blast him to smithereens, it's gonna come back. Because Zamasu, Black Zamasu fusion, is immortal. So no matter what type of strength they have, they basically aren't gonna be able to defeat him unless they seal him away. Here's how I see it playing out, especially based off this preview, the fact that Trunks has to jump in. With Trunks having that amazingly incredible power-up of basically, being on par with Black at some given point, I believe that definitely it's going to have to take Goku and Vegeta are either going to have to fuse and kind of be a distraction while Trunks does the Mafuba technique, something like that. That's the only way I can see. Somebody has to basically, or a couple of somebodies for that matter, depending on how much it takes to, distract them. Somebody's going to have to distract Black and Zamasu while, or, Blackmas or Zamasu, anyway, you get what I mean, the fusion god, right? They're going to have to distract him while somebody else does the Mafuba technique, and they're going to have to just in time get out of the way so that way they can get out of the evil containment wave, because if not, then they're going to get sucked into. So that's another discrepancy. I'm kind of curious, what's the range? Can you use the Mafuba on only one person that's in your sight? Or will the wave just grab everybody that's in the way? How would that particularly play out? Because I don't really remember how it was in Dragon Ball. Like if somebody was holding on to King Piccolo, would he get sucked into the jar as well? That's kind of a discrepancy there. But either way, since two people we know at this particular point can do the Mafuba, it's Goku and Trunks. Goku trained a million freaking hours and figured it out. Trunks, 5 minutes, he figured it out. So it's gonna either have to be that, or it could very well be that Trunks is a distraction while Goku and Vegeta get their hands on the Mafuba, something along the lines of that. Or unless they just are going to completely skip out on Goku and Vegeta fusing, I would love to see it. I think that would be freaking amazing. But Toei, sometimes the things that we want desperately, the things that we would love to see, they don't necessarily always deliver. Like, how many of us were screaming, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and we didn't get that. We never got that transformation in Super well as of right now, whatever. So I'm definitely seeing that it's going to have to take a distraction, and Mafuba, that's still going to be a pivotal part of it all, because there's no other way to beat an immortal. You cannot beat an immortal unless you seal him. But another thing is the fact that Zamasu already felt what it felt like to be inside of the jar. You know, he was already scared of it, so he's going to be on guard. And again, that goes back to my theory of it has to take some sort of way of them distracting him while the other person does it, because Zamasu right now is going to be on alert. Okay, they can do that technique. As soon as he sees the pot show up again, he's going to be like, or any type of containment for that matter, he's going to be like, what's going on? But you got to think one more thing as well. If they are going to successfully use the Mafuba, how they're going to do it. If the tag is still in the other timeline, they have to go back. So one more time at the very least, somebody is going to have to jump in the time machine, go back, get the little seal, whatever. So I'm assuming based on the preview with all the action that we got going on, which again, Trunks jumping in, which can really Trunks take, like honestly, I think if Trunks does any type of damage against this new incredible foe of Zamasu fused with Black, I think it's going to be a little bit BS, because it was already an incredible leap that he had to be able to spar with Black on his own. But then on top of that, the fusion, I don't think Trunks should be able to do anything, but I do foresee that at some given point, which it'll probably stretch across another episode or two at the very least, of either Bulma or maybe Vegeta or Trunks, somebody's gonna have to jump in the time machine, go back to the past, yeah, I guess it's the past, go back to the past, get the seal, then bring it back, put it on the jar, and then they're gonna have to go into commission. But that does mean that we will have at least a couple episodes of fighting, because again, it'll probably take an entire episode of whoever's jumping in the time machine to go get that, and it'll be a while. So I do foresee at some given point we're gonna have a massive, insane battle with Goku and Vegeta and Trunks against Black and Zama's fusion or whatever, you know, Zamasu. But here's the thing, even if they are jumping in, because you gotta think, okay, how much stronger can Black and Zamasu fusion be than Black on his own? Because, okay, Black, incredibly strong, amazingly strong. Zamasu, he wasn't really that powerful. You got to think about it. So essentially, maybe it won't be that big of a giant jump as you may believe, because, okay, Black, again, you know, he was kicking Goku's ass. Vegeta trained really hard, which honestly, theory time, which I might make an entire video about this at this point, I think Vegeta's probably even stronger than Goku after he came back and he kicked Black's ass and stuff like that. He might be stronger than Goku. That's something to chew on right there. But also, there might not be that much of a bigger challenge compared to what they had beforehand, considering that all it is Zamasu' strength is jumping, and I guess it might multiply it and stuff like that, but Zamasu wasn't really all that strong. Like, honestly, I think any one of Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks in a one-on-one against Zamasu could have taken him out. He wouldn't have been that much of a struggle if you really think about it, because, again, how much stronger could he have gotten since the spar that he had, let's just say, with Goku, even though that's not the same Zamasu per se, or whatever, but his strength was around like a Super Saiyan 2 Goku, so to speak. Let's just say he had a big jump, and of course he got the immortality, then he'd probably be a little bit stronger than that. So I don't think the issue that they're going to really have necessarily with this fusion is the fact that he's going to be outrageously much stronger, because again, like, if you fuse Goku with Yajirobe, it's not going to make Goku that much stronger. He's just going to have more features of Yajirobe, which doesn't include strength, doesn't include speed. He'd probably just be hungry as shit. So I think the biggest contribution that Zamasu is going to bring to the table with this fusion with Black is going to be the immortality. So that's going to be the biggest problem they have on their hands as far as this fight as well. And with all that being said, honestly, the preview is looking really, really sick. It looks as though Black is going to be, or Zamasu, I know I keep on confusing between the names or whatever, but the fusion Zamasu is definitely going to be a threat. It looks like Trunks is going to jump in the mix as well. So it looks as though, once again, that the power scaling as far as it goes, it looks between the three of them, to be honest with you, which again, I might make a whole video on it. Goku might be the weakest out of the three Saiyans right there. It looks like Trunks or Vegeta might be the strongest. I really don't know, because when Vegeta came back, he did pound Black's ass into the fucking concrete. So it might be Vegeta, Trunks, and Goku at the bottom, which is crazy to say that essentially Goku is probably the weakest player in this big ass fight right now. Although, you know how Toei is, they love to give Goku the W at the end, so Goku might get the win. But yeah, that's how I foresee it playing out. Distraction, Mafuba, after the time machine, travel one more time to get the seal, bam. But let me know what you guys think based off this preview with seemingly Goku and Vegeta getting their asses handed to them, and also seeing Black Zamasu with the fucking Halo shit. Like, I think that works so well with him being a god. It kind of makes it look more, you know, mystic, like, hey, he has this big Halo thing around the back of him. Do you think that the Zamasu fusion is going to be too much for Goku and Vegeta? Also, I guess a question here, who do you think is the strongest right now between Vegeta, Goku, and Trunks? Again, I think it's Vegeta. Trunks after he's had this incredible transformation, which we still don't necessarily even know what it is, and then Goku. And how do you think Zamasu is going to be stopped at this particular point? Do you think that it's going to indeed be the Mafia? They're going to have to take one more trip to get the seal? Maybe there's one still around in this particular world. Maybe Yajirobe knows that there could be one in the lookout or something. And also, do you think that Black Zamasu, their fusion or whatever, is not necessarily that much stronger because, again, Zamasu wasn't the most incredible foe to begin with. It was really Black that had all the strength. Any overall thoughts based on the preview, theories, any predictions that you have? Because, again, it's looking like it's going to be a hell of a battle, and it's still going to be a struggle for Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.